What's good, everybody? Back once again. And hey, football is right around the corner. I see you. And with that, I was like, I'm already 1-0 this week on my picks. So, I might as well continue that, right? I was like, I called for the upset of the Lions. I was like, pat on my back, but nothing for Pat Mahomes. Maybe. Anyway, so I was like, we're gonna just get a rundown of these games. So I was like, ain't gonna really dive too deep into them. It's week one. We ain't really expecting nothing crazy. Most people right now just, they trying to get the rust off. They trying to fight. They about to play other players that ain't on their team. None of that camp stuff. So it's gonna get out some jitters. Some they're gonna be not some upsets because I guess we can't really say upsets in week one. Just more maybe like, oh man, that they need that for they start the season compared to like for instance the Lions needed that win to start off their season compared to the Chiefs. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're really talking about with some of these teams. Like none of these teams are gonna be like, oh no, they already down, disaster. No, that's too early for that. Anyway, let's see. Game number one, 49ers and Steelers. I was like, I don't know how much of a spectacular game this is going to be, other than maybe like a slugfest. Because you really got two defensive teams. More so with Tomlin and his crew in the back. I was like in the defense in the back, and Bosa just getting a new contract and all of them. Versus pretty much Pickett, second year, Purdy, second year, full-time starter. And we're going to see how this goes. Now, offensive wise, you want to give the Kyle Shanahan, because he always, got McCaffrey. If I said McFadden. Whoo, talk about an age reference. But I was like, I'm going to go with the Steelers here. I think they'll pick up the victory here. I was like, I'm not saying it's going to be some wow or spectacular game, but I think they'll end up getting that edge here. That's what I'm picking. Anyway, Bengals and Browns. Burrow just got his contract, and he also coming off a little bit of injury. I think this could be a shootout game. Both defenses are kind of like they're good, but they're not spectacular to stop Burrow and his offense. And then we're going to see how Deshaun Watson looks now that he actually got some games and some get some of that rust off him. So I could see this being like a little bit of a shootout, but I'm gonna go with the Bengals in this one. I was like, I think that the Browns, it's gonna take a minute for them to fully get going, that kind of thing. Whereas the Bengals have been doing it with the same crew for about 3 years now, so they got that running. Anyway, Bucks and Vikings. You pretty much got Baker Mayfield out here trying to be like, I can still do this. Mike Evans having like that, that contract, dispute, I guess, what you want to call it, possible trade rumor, how the rumor mill goes, against the Vikings, where it's like Justin Jefferson, he gonna get his contract regardless. They got they got a plethora of wide receivers. I was like, no Cooks, so we're gonna see how Madison does in a lead role. But you got Kirk Cobain, baby, he ready to go. I was like, shirt off, ready to go, blinging out here. Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna go with the man. That's actually a hard one. Vikings should have a better defense now that they got Flores back there, and they got they sort of revamped the corner spot. I'm gonna go with the Vikings. I'm gonna go with the Vikings. That's why I was gonna say Tampa Bay. I was gonna say Tampa Bay for like a little upset of sorts, but I'm gonna go with the Vikes. That's what I'm gonna go with here. Cardinals and Commanders. I really don't feel like we really need to spend that long at all. Like Cardinals don't have their main quarterback. They got Dobbs. Hey, they might actually. I was like, maybe it might actually work over there. But also, I was like, it's like who's on defense anymore other than Buddha? Yeah, we're gonna go with the Commanders here. I was like, Sam Howell been looking pretty good, and he got more weapons on his squad. Front and I was like front, back, defense, offense. They got a really good team, and if Howell could play anywhere competent, like if he could play better than Heineke was last year, they should be able to win more anyway. But in general, this game they should be able to win this one. I'm sort of excited to see how they team kind of look, because they team looks like it should be good, but you know how them Commanders be flopping or football teaming or whatever their name's going to be probably at the time next year. Jags and Colts. I was like, I feel like it'd be easy just to be like, Jazz gonna run through, rookie quarterback. I was like, the Colts still got sort of their defense here, but I was like, their offense still, Taylor's not like going to be there. I was like, they only got really Pittman. I forgot the other dude. I think not Gonzalez or whatever, but I forgot it. I forgot the other dude name that's actually pretty good as a receiver. But no, I feel like Jags here, they're gonna incorporate Calvin Ridley, who we haven't seen in over a year and some change. And I just imagine that offense is going to be too much to stop, to be honest, for Richardson in his first start to try to keep up with. Maybe he might be able to he'll be able to make it a game probably, because I was like he able to throw and pass, but I was like this seemed like it's the Jags ones to lose, but I was like they just come out with the victory. Panthers Falcons. I'm actually interested in this one. We got Ritter on one side, Bijan also there. Get to see more of London and Pitts. So they got an offense that's ready to go. I was like, the defense, they try to revamp some of that. They still got like Terrell and stuff like that in the backfield. They brought over, can't remember his name, from the Bengals. But on the other side, the Panthers, Bryce Young, number one pick. He might not have his receivers, so that's going to be, I was like, I think Chark and Thielen, or is either questionable, one of them out. So therefore, like, how much onus are we going to be able to place on him for this game? I mean, I guess it's going to be a good, just to see how he does when he doesn't have any type of like wide receiver. Like, he got Chark was like a speedster dude, and I was like, Thielen, I was like a veteran wide receiver, how he does without those. But they got a pretty good running game. They should be able to lean on. And their defense is really good, too. Their defense is really good. They got like a good combination of corners in there. And Burns is a beast. And, so they should be. I was like, this should be a pretty good game. I imagine that it's just going to be maybe a little sloppy. Some young players all around, But I'm looking forward to this game. The game could be pretty fun. Then we got Texans and Ravens. Also interested in this one, but really more so just seeing how Stroud does. I was like also how the Ravens look. I don't imagine the Texans beating the Ravens. I'm gonna go with the Ravens here, but it's interesting from each team. Stroud. I was like seeing who comes up on the offense as far as like the receivers. I was like. They got Anderson and on the defense, and just seeing how DeMeco Ryans sort of does with that team, and it's like his first stint, and seeing how like what it's going to sort of look like early on. The Ravens, really just seeing how the offense looks. We got Odell coming back after messed up knees. Zay Flowers in the fold. Can Bateman stay healthy? Duvernay, can they if they stay healthy, they'll be fine. They got a multitude of running backs. That's like, I feel like this should be basically be a game just for the Ravens, just to practice how they do this stuff. Not saying that Texas gonna roll over, but Ravens should be able to pick up this win. Saints and Titans. I was like, I'm picking the Saints here. I just think they got more talent than Titans, but the Titans are always just gritty enough to make this sort of a game if you able to just to, have Henry just toting the ball and they just playing like, aggressive football. Kind of the Titans murk it up a bit, where the Saints are more, splash and bedazzle. I was like, but I don't think that they'll be able to keep up with the offense, especially once the Saints get rolling. I don't see any way that the Titans really I was like, they got Hopkins, but I was like, the other receivers will have to also step up in that case to keep it going. And also the Titans, I was like, their defense is sort of like, it's like sometimes it's really good, sometimes bad, and they just sort of fluctuate. And the Saints on paper, really good defense. They got a bunch of names there. So I feel like they should be able to stop Tannehill and whatever he does. My Dolphins and the Chargers. Man, I was like, I feel like this is a tough week one matchup. And, because I was like, especially early on, healthy Chargers. So they got the receiver and they got the defense to match up with ours. You know, like this is really, it sort of seems like it's going to be a shootout game of who has to fall last. That's what I really, as long as, you know, Tua stay healthy, that's what I really feel in this game. Of course, I'm going to take the Dolphins in this one. Um, I was like, I mean, I was like, unobjectively, I was like, I feel like the Chargers probably going to take this one, but I'm gonna go with the Dolphins. Duh. But also too, I feel like one, the Chargers always Chargers, so Staley might do something that's like, ha, that's how we won the game. But I'm like, no, I think this is gonna be a high mashup thing. I was like, I'm not gonna go to. I don't really have nothing to say that really edgewise on each one of them, but I'm gonna go with the Dolphins. Eagles and Patriots. I'm going with the Eagles here. I just think they have too much talent for the Patriots. This is really just seeing like, can they? It's the offense revamp from Mac Jones to show us if he's really the dude. Even though we're like, he's the dude, she's the dude. Weird. Anyway, uh, yeah, but I'm like, the Eagles pretty much returned everybody, and I was like, I can see this being a close game. Like, I don't think it's going to be like no blowout, but I picked the Eagles to come up here because I was like, there's just some parts of the Eagles on their defense that, you know, like the linebacker spot that's a little iffy. They still got their corners. I was like, CJ Gardner Johnson's gone, but I was like, they pretty much have everything on their team, and plus they got even better at running back. So yeah, Eagles here. I was like, I wouldn't be surprised if it's close, but I'm gonna choose the Eagles. Packers and Bears. I also think this is going to be a close game. I think both of the quarterbacks will surprise everybody here. With Love showing that he has the chops to that is like we're not going to miss Aaron Rodgers in the way that everybody thinks, and Justin Fields showing that step in development, especially now he got a couple more receiving targets and stuff. You know, with more coming in. Uh, and I was like, they got a better defense, so it's like when they do have leads like they had last year, they should be able to also hold them off. Um, and the Packers they got a top defense, so it might be a rough game for Field, but I feel like Field's talent is talented enough to overcome some of that, but also he has better weapons to negate whatever. And I was like, he gave the Packers like you go back and look at it, and it's like even though the score looked like how it was, they was in the games all the time, and it was just like off by something. That's all it was. Um, but I'm gonna go and choose. I was like, I think the Packers take this one in a close game. Um, I want Justin Fields and the Bears to win more so. But hey, Raiders and Broncos. Let's be honest, we're all in here to see if Russell Wilson is really old Russell Wilson or he's old Russell Wilson, and see if Sean Payton still got that magic. That's all we're here for. Nothing about the Raiders is really intriguing. I was like, they got a whole bunch of drama and they got Garoppolo, so we're gonna see how that goes. But I'm choosing Broncos. That rhyme, bars. But yeah, no. So we're gonna go with that one. The storyline is pretty much itself. Rams and Seahawks, another one that pretty much sort of got its own little, you know, like it already writes a story of, can Matthew Stafford, is he back healthy? Is he back to being the quarterback? There's no Cooper Kupp, and I was like, and I really don't know who's really on the roster anymore outside of Darnold and Stafford. It's really just like, is Stafford back? And can the Rams be confident after losing so much from their Super Bowl run that they went all in on? That's pretty much their story. Seahawks, can Geno do it again? Can Geno basically keep on writing a check or writing a letter that they didn't write back for that check? Or you know how it goes. So yeah, so that's pretty much. I was like, they still got the running back. They added another receiver to already receiving target team. That was a sentence that I was about to come up with. And pretty much, yeah, just gonna see if he could do it again. And I think that they will. They're gonna win this game. Then we got Cowboys and Giants. I wish it was a better nighttime game, or I don't mind watching Cowboys, but I don't like the Giants. I'm like, man, I'm just not that optimistic in them. But I was like, Cowboy basically I was like, Can Dak pretty much just take this more talented offense, but how will they look without Zeke? I was like, can the defense stay stout and Michael Parsons still that dude? I mean, he is that dude. He's been proven for a couple years now, so I was like, he's that dude. But him and Trevon Diggs, I was like the receiving core, the Cowboys. How is the running game going to look without Zeke? And is Dak a top 5 quarterback? Is he? Huh? Yeah, he top 10, but yeah, can he do it? Or is Trey Lance in the back waiting to take his job? Find out more. The Giants, Danny Dimes, was that a fluke? Is that who he is? Is this how this team is? Did he deserve that money? Saquon Barkley, hey, is he good? I was like, he just got a contract. Is he gonna run like he's trying to get another contract? Whereas also some of the improvements on defense. Darren Waller, is he gonna fully play or not? But how this offense gonna look? Who's gonna show up at a top target? Receiver. These are the questions the Giants are gonna have. Last but not least, Bills and Jets. And on the Bills side, the Stephon Diggs stuff, is that gonna be a problem? I was like, is Josh Allen gonna be, he was always in the MVP case, gonna actually be in the MVP case? I was like, do they have enough to take it to the top? I was like, is Cooks in the backfield enough? I was like, is the defense gonna be great? How's Von Miller gonna look? Jets, on the other hand, Aaron Rodgers, the offense, the rest of the team. We went all in. Are we going to be able to look like we're going to actually go to the Super Bowl? Are we going to be able to put it all together? What are we doing here? The Jets. That's it. That's all I got. Nothing spectacular. I was like, we've been talking about the Jets all off season, so I'm not going to drown you out. Anyway, those are my picks. Go ahead, play some bets on them. I probably won't on a couple of them. You probably heard my voice. But the other ones, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's solid. Yeah, you got this. Anyway, I was like, if those are your picks, money. If not, hey, I was like, don't place any money. But like the video, thanks. I appreciate it. If not, hey, maybe next time. But until then, I'm out.